The Motorola Moto G9 Power isn't exactly a powerhouse, but it certainly feels like one. The Moto G7 series introduced the power models, which were beautifully updated with the Moto G8, and now we have a more compact Moto G9 with one of the most giant batteries to date, a whopping 6,000 mAh unit. Do welcome to new tech. Today we bring more updates about technology. Do not forget to subscribe to the new tech for more riveting content. Just one click on the bell icon and stay with us. Let's begin with the top 10 facts about Motorola. Moto G9 Power that will surprise you. The Moto G9 Power isn't your average update, with more powerful hardware, improved cameras, and a more attractive screen. No, it's more of a reimagined version of the Moto G8 Power, stripped of unnecessary features and focusing solely on performance and battery life. For performance reasons, the latest Moto G9 Power has a larger screen with a lower resolution, and a good sharpness was sacrificed. Motorola has retained the same low-cost Snapdragon processor, but it's now powerful enough to run games on an HD computer. Number 1. Quad camera setup with a depth sensor. This year, Motorola has gone differently, removing the dedicated ultra-wide action cam from the G8 Plus and replacing it with a still camera. The latest camera has an 8MP f2.2 sensor with a 1.12 M pixels and a 1.4-point sensor. However, in this price range, the sensor is a popular sighting. Keep in mind that the camera app forces the ultra-wide camera's resolution to be the same as the main camera's. As a result, if you film at 16MP with the main camera, which is usually the case, the ultra-wide shots will be upscaled to 16MP. When you lower the main camera's resolution to 8MP, you'll get native 8MP shots in ultra-wide mode. Unlike most of its competitors, Motorola's default camera app is extraordinary. Swiping left and right only cycles through 3 modes: regular picture mode, video recording, and the most recently used special mode. You can access the full list of camera modes, including manual, portrait, and night, by tapping on the squares button. Number 2. 6.8-inch large monitor with no HDR support. It has a large 6.8-inch monitor with no HDR support, and it is also suitable for watching movies. You won't find a phone with a bigger display than the Moto G9 Power's 6.8-inch one, but the Moto G9 Plus comes close. And this isn't a phone for those with small hands or small pockets. With one hand, you can take photos and swipe through feeds, but you'll need both hands to access the entire screen, as well as the entire on-screen keyboard. The LCD monitor has a resolution of 720 by 1640 pixels with a pixel density of 264 pixels per inch and a 20.59 aspect ratio. It's not a bad screen, particularly when the brightness is turned up, but it lacks the color depth and contrast of the better OLED displays. And there's no HDR support, so the lightest and darkest sections of your images and videos will be unbalanced. Number 3. Design and ergonomics. The Moto G9 Plus is a large phone, as one would expect from a 6.8-inch screen. The curved sides edges are good, but the very thick top and bottom bezels, as well as the 223G weight, make for a heavy chassis. The thickness of the 9.7mm could also be a problem for others. However, the extra battery and the barely visible camera bump on the rear are welcome additions. The Moto G9 Plus's unibody style is one of our favorites. The phone sides are fully encased by the back. There are no holes, sharp edges, or protrusions. The handset simply feels good to wear. Unfortunately, the lack of glass and metal on the body allowed for the unibody design. Motorola started cutting corners after the Moto G7 series, and the backs of the G8 Plus and G9 Plus and the frames are made of plastic. Motorola even fails to mention Gorilla Glass when it comes to the front glass. Number 4. Specs and performance. The Moto G9 Power is equipped with a low-end Qualcomm Snapdragon 662 chipset and 4GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, which you can expand by slotting in a memory card. If you want your smartphone to work properly in 2021, those are pretty much the minimum specs. And internal specs are one of the places where Motorola has worked hard to keep the price as low as possible. In other words, if you're investing this little on a smartphone, don't expect it to work well, as evidenced by Geekbench scores of 311 single-core, 1371 multi-core, and 371 OpenCL. It does beat out some other phones with similar prices. Number 5. Supports fast charging at a rate of 20 watts. The biggest selling point of the Moto G9 Power is its undoubtedly 6000 mAh battery, which, based on our research, should last 2 days with normal use. If you're very trying, it's difficult to drain this battery rapidly. Even in standby mode, it doesn't fall any faster than 1% per hour. When streaming video, the quality drops by around 10% every 2 hours. Friends, hope our content is informative for you, so don't forget to subscribe to the new tech channel and stay with us. Number 6. Case. Motorola Moto G9 Power isn't exactly a light handset. It's the heaviest unit in our comparison, weighing in at 221 grams. But it also has the biggest display. Because of the rounded corners on the back, it fits easily in hand and is very ergonomic. However, the material transfer between the screen and the case on the front can be felt, lowering the perceived quality slightly. A more classic and a rare color version are available in metallic gray and glossy violet. The unit is also relatively robust and does not yield too much under strain, thanks to the textured back. Number 7. Software. Android 10 on board. While Android 10 isn't the most recent version of Google's operating system, it is still included in most smartphones, including the Moto G9 Power. The security upgrades haven't been updated since January 2021, but they're still up to date at the time of this test. Motorola's Android version is relatively clean, with all manufacturer-specific features centralized in the Moto app. Facebook is the only third-party app that comes pre-installed. Number 8. Games. If you don't play games and your demands aren't too high, you can use the Moto G9 Power for gaming. While League of Legends Wild Rift can maintain 60 frames per second even at high settings, PUBG Mobile can only support 30 frames per second at shallow settings. These are not optimal conditions for a fast multiplayer shooter. Gamebench is used to measure frame rates. The analysis sample performs admirably in terms of usability, as control units, the touchscreen, and the locator sensor are reliable. Number 9. Image comparison. Select a scene and move around the first picture. On touchscreens, a single click switches the location. The original image opens in a new window when you click on the zoomed-in image. The scaled photograph of the test system is shown in the first image. The Moto G9 Power's primarily camera would also have to prove itself in the lab. With a brightness of 1 lux, the lighting is low and nothing can be seen in the photographs. The test map appears sharp in all areas and has a strong contrast with good lighting. However, colored areas look quite blotchy. Number 10. Faster WLAN than the Moto G8 Power for communication and GPS. The smartphone supports LTE with download speeds of up to 400 megabytes per second and WLAN connectivity at Wi-Fi 5 speed. The Moto G9 Power is a little slower than many comparison units. At the very least, it's a lot faster than its predecessor. The smartphone can use GPS, GLONASS, and Galileo to determine its location. When the system is outside, the corresponding satellites are easily detected, and the signal is immediately visible. These were the top 10 facts about the Motorola Moto G9 Power that will surprise you. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you can join the new tech squad and be a part of the channel. Thanks for watching!